Australia, a name that echoes across continents, conjuring up a sense of adventure, mystery, and vastness. When most people think of Australia, a certain set of images immediately springs to mind. The name conjures up images of kangaroos hopping across endless golden plains, their silhouettes bouncing against the horizon under a wide, open sky. These iconic animals have become almost synonymous with the Australian landscape, embodying the wild and untamed spirit of the country. Koalas, too, are a symbol of Australia's unique wildlife, clinging lazily to eucalyptus trees, dozing in the dappled sunlight of ancient forests. Their gentle presence is a reminder of the country's rich biodiversity and the delicate balance of its ecosystems. And then, of course, there's the iconic Sydney Opera House, its white sails gleaming in the sun, perched on the edge of a sparkling harbour. This architectural marvel stands as a testament to Australia's modern achievements and its vibrant urban life. Australia is a land of striking contrasts and diverse landscapes, from the lush, emerald rainforests teeming with life to the rugged, time-worn mountains that rise dramatically from the earth. The country offers a breathtaking array of natural wonders. However, one thing that often surprises visitors and even some Australians themselves is just how much of the continent is, quite simply, empty. The sheer scale of uninhabited land is staggering. Imagine a country almost as large as the United States, stretching thousands of kilometers from coast to coast, yet with a population smaller than that of Texas. Australia's landmass is immense, but its people are few and far between. That's Australia, a nation where vast, unpopulated spaces are not just a feature, but a defining characteristic. For hundreds of kilometers you can travel along empty roads, passing through landscapes where the only signs of life are the occasional kangaroo or wedge-tailed eagle soaring overhead. This emptiness is not due to a lack of beauty, nor is it because the land is devoid of resources. In fact, the Australian wilderness is breathtaking, filled with dramatic vistas, unique flora and fauna, and a sense of untouched grandeur. On the contrary, Australia boasts some of the world's most stunning natural wonders, such as the Great Barrier Reef, the majestic Uluru, and vast mineral riches hidden beneath its surface. These treasures have drawn explorers, scientists, and adventurers for generations. Yet, it is the unique geography and climate that have shaped where people live. Much of the continent is dominated by arid and semi-arid regions, where harsh conditions make large-scale settlement difficult. The deserts and dry grasslands that cover the interior are beautiful but unforgiving. In this essay, we'll delve into the reasons behind Australia's sparse population. We'll explore the challenges faced by those who call the Outback home, the wonders that these empty spaces hold, and how these vast, unpopulated regions have become an integral part of Australia's national identity. The emptiness is not a void but a canvas, one that shapes the culture, economy, and spirit of the nation. When viewed from space, the true scale of Australia's emptiness becomes clear. The continent appears as a vast expanse of red and brown, with only a few scattered patches of green. The vast majority of the landmass is a reddish-brown, a testament to the arid and semi-arid landscapes that dominate the interior. These regions, known as the Outback, are some of the most remote and least populated places on Earth. Only a thin green fringe hugs the coastline where most Australians live. Here, cities and towns cluster along the fertile edges, separated from the vast interior by a sharp line where green gives way to red. This narrow band of habitation is where the majority of the country's life, culture, and industry thrive, while the heart of Australia remains a land of surprising emptiness, mysterious, beautiful, and essential to the nation's story. The claim that 95% of Australia is empty is a bit of a misnomer. While it's true that vast swaths of the interior are sparsely populated, the figure itself is a simplification. To understand this, we need to consider what empty actually means. Does it refer to areas completely devoid of human presence? Or does it encompass regions with extremely low population densities? In reality, only a tiny fraction of Australia is truly uninhabited. Indigenous Australians have lived in all parts of the continent for tens of thousands of years, and their presence, while often subtle, can be found even in the most remote corners. Furthermore, small towns and settlements, often centered around mining operations or cattle stations, dot the landscape, providing crucial links to the outside world. This image shows a typical Outback cattle station, where a handful of people manage thousands of hectares of land. While the population density here is incredibly low, it highlights the fact that humans have found ways to adapt and thrive, even in these challenging environments. To truly grasp why so much of Australia remains sparsely populated, one must venture into the heart of the country, the Outback. This vast, untamed expanse is not just a geographical feature, but a defining element of the Australian identity. It is a place where the land itself seems to stretch on forever, and where the silence is so profound, it almost hums in your ears. This is a land of immense scale and stark beauty, where time seems to move at a different pace. Days are marked by the slow arc of the sun across an endless sky, and nights descend with a sudden enveloping darkness. Here the landscape is both ancient and ever-changing, shaped by millennia of wind, water, and sun. Imagine endless horizons of red dirt stretching in all directions, punctuated by rugged mountain ranges, salt-encrusted lakes, and spinifex-covered plains. The soil itself is a deep, rusty red, colored by iron oxide, and it stains everything it touches. These plains are broken only by the occasional outcrop of rock, or the shimmering mirage of distant water. This is the Outback, a place that evokes a sense of awe and isolation in equal measure. Standing alone in this vastness, you become acutely aware of your own smallness, and the sheer scale of the land around you. The silence is profound, broken only by the distant call of a bird, or the whisper of wind through dry grass. The Outback is a land of extremes. Temperatures can soar to blistering highs during the day, only to plummet at night. Rain is rare and unpredictable, but when it comes, it can transform the landscape in a matter of hours. Dust storms sweep across the plains, and lightning splits the sky in dramatic summer storms. It is home to some of the world's oldest geological formations, their weathered surfaces whispering tales of a time long before humans walked the earth. These rocks have witnessed the rise and fall of ancient seas, the shifting of continents, and the slow, relentless march of erosion. Some formations are over 3 billion years old, making them among the oldest on the planet. Ancient rivers, now reduced to dry, cracked beds, snake across the landscape, testament to a wetter past. These ghostly channels hint at a time when the Outback was lush and green, teeming with life. Today they serve as reminders of the land's ever-changing nature and the resilience required to survive here. Yet despite its harshness, the Outback possesses a raw, undeniable beauty. At sunrise and sunset, the land glows with a fiery intensity, as if the earth itself is aflame. The colors shift from deep crimson to gold, painting the landscape in hues that seem almost otherworldly. The play of light and shadow on the dunes creates a mesmerizing dance, as the wind sculpts the sand into ever-changing patterns. Each day brings a new canvas, shaped by the elements and the passage of time. The vibrant colors of wildflowers after a rare downpour are a fleeting miracle. For a brief moment, the desert bursts into life, with carpets of pink, yellow, and purple stretching as far as the eye can see. These blooms are a testament to the resilience of life in even the harshest conditions. And when night falls, the star-studded sky is a spectacle in itself. Far from city lights, the Milky Way arches overhead in dazzling clarity, and shooting stars streak across the darkness. The silence and the vastness make you feel as if you are standing on the edge of the universe. Uluru, a massive sandstone monolith rising from the heart of the Outback, is a powerful symbol of the region's ancient history and spiritual significance. For the Anangu people, Uluru is a sacred place, rich with stories and meaning that stretch back thousands of years. Its sheer size and presence serve as a reminder of the enduring power of nature. Uluru stands as a silent witness to the passage of time, its surface etched with the marks of wind and rain, and its spirit woven into the very fabric of the land. In the Outback, every rock, every shadow, and every whisper of wind tells a story, if you only take the time to listen. The Outback's unforgiving climate is perhaps the single most significant factor limiting human settlement. Stretching across vast swaths of the Australian continent, this region is defined by its relentless extremes. Here, the land seems to stretch endlessly, with little to break the monotony of red earth and sparse vegetation. For those who venture into these remote areas, the environment itself becomes a formidable adversary, shaping every aspect of life and survival. The sun beats down with relentless intensity, pushing temperatures to extremes that would test the limits of human endurance. Day after day, the sky remains a brilliant cloudless blue, offering no respite from the searing rays. The heat is not just uncomfortable, it can be dangerous, even deadly for anyone unprepared for its ferocity. Shade is a rare luxury, and the few trees that dot the landscape offer little protection from the midday sun. In summer, the mercury can soar well above 40 degrees Celsius, or 104 degrees Fahrenheit, for days or even weeks on end, baking the land and turning any exposed water source into a shimmering mirage. The air itself seems to vibrate with heat, distorting the horizon and making distances deceptive. Vehicles and travelers alike must be prepared for the possibility of breakdowns or delays, as the punishing temperatures can quickly sap energy and resources. This intense heat is compounded by the Outback's aridity. The dryness of the air and soil means that even the rarest rainfall is quickly lost, leaving the land parched and inhospitable. Plants and animals have adapted in remarkable ways, but even the hardiest species struggle to survive during prolonged droughts. Rainfall is scarce and unpredictable, often arriving in short, intense bursts that quickly evaporate under the scorching sun. When rain does fall, it can transform the landscape in a matter of hours, but the relief is fleeting. Puddles and temporary streams vanish almost as quickly as they appear, leaving behind only the memory of moisture. Vast areas receive less than 250 millimeters, about 10 inches of rain per year, making them drier than some of the world's most famous deserts. In many places, riverbeds remain dry for months or even years, only filling with water during rare flood events. This scarcity of rainfall shapes the entire ecosystem, dictating which plants can grow and which animals can survive. This lack of reliable water sources poses a significant challenge to human habitation, as well as to plant and animal life. Settlements are few and far between, often clustered around the rare permanent waterholes or bores. For wildlife, survival depends on an intricate web of adaptations. Some animals burrow underground to escape the heat, while others travel great distances in search of water. This image honestly captures the harsh reality of the Outback's climate. The ground is split and broken, a testament to the relentless cycle of heat and drought. Even the most resilient plants appear stunted and withered, clinging to life in a landscape that offers little mercy. The parched earth, devoid of any visible moisture, serves as a stark reminder of the constant struggle for survival in this unforgiving environment. Every living thing here must contend with the dual challenges of searing heat and chronic dryness. For those who call the Outback home, resilience is not just a trait, it's a necessity, forged by the land itself. The story of the Outback is one of endurance, adaptation, and the unyielding power of nature. The Outback's arid climate and unpredictable rainfall make large-scale agriculture a risky proposition. While some areas are suitable for grazing livestock, particularly cattle and sheep, the carrying capacity of the land is low, requiring vast tracts of land to support even modest herds. The lack of permanent rivers and the high evaporation rates make irrigation difficult and expensive, further limiting agricultural potential. Indigenous Australians, with their intimate knowledge of the land and its rhythms, developed sustainable ways of life that allowed them to thrive in this challenging environment for millennia. However, European-style agriculture, which relies heavily on water-intensive crops and practices, has proven far less successful. The history of agriculture in the Outback is littered with tales of failed attempts to tame the land, a sobering reminder of the limits of human intervention in such a delicate ecosystem.